This is very exciting. We have a world-class band in the studio. This is Aspen Hourglass. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
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 Grayson, John, and Sean. Well, you should each introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay. I'm Grayson Erhard. I play vocals, and I sing guitar.
I'm John Napier. I'm the main bass player. I'm the bass player.
The lead bass player.
Yeah,
The only bass player.
Thanks for the clarification.
If you were the only bass player and weren't the main bass player, that would be an insult, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
My name is Sean Hanson, and I sing drums and play backup vocals.
God, you're such a
Stealing your joke.
copycat. Such a copycat.
It's really cool to have you guys in here, and a lot of kudos coming your way about your music. And actually, tell us about Kaleidoscope, because we have a couple songs lined up that we're going to play, and that's the one we're going to play next.
Okay. Would you like me to tell you about the lyrics or how we wrote it? What would you like?
I think the lyrics would be really interesting.
Okay. The lyrics are kind of about. I'm gonna pull them up. If you guys want to talk about
Yeah, I'll
how
talk a
they're
little bit
written,
about how the song came about.
Look at the lyrics. I've written so many lyrics.
This was an interesting song. This was one of the first songs that was written this way, and probably the last. I don't see us writing this way ever again. But there was, in the house that Grayson used to live in, there was a party of probably about 30 people upstairs. And Grayson and I were just like, no, we got to play music. And so we were down in the basement just messing around, honestly. We didn't really have any intentions to writing any music or anything, you know. From there, just kind of, Grayson started doing this kind of tapping riff that you'll hear in the very beginning of the song. And I said, hey, let's make this 7/4, you know. And then, of course, I don't know the notes and I don't know any of that kind of stuff, but I kind of sung what I had envisioned, you know, like a doodle 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 doodle, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he just kind of put it together, and from there, we wrote probably 3/4 of the song.
Yeah.
For the most part, wrote 3/4 of the song downstairs by ourselves while there's just tons of people upstairs making noise, you know, playing their huge speakers, whatever. So it was a lot of fun. That was a cool song.
Right. And
To
you know,
write.
I always write the lyrics way before I write melodies or anything. And so I always have like this kind of database of lyrics that I can go and pull from. And whenever I want to like write vocal melodies over something, I kind of just look at each lyric and see what goes with it. And Kaleidoscope kind of was like the one that actually stuck with this song. And I wrote it actually about texting. And you can't like, that's really like a one-word summary of it. I mean, if you want, you can go and read the lyrics. But basically, it's about how, you know, our culture is kind of shifting towards this digital like communication where interpersonal interaction is actually like becoming non-existent almost. So something like this, we could do this over Skype if we wanted to, and it's not even as genuine anymore. And so I wrote a lot about that, and then kind of put some imagery in there as well.
Nice. This is Grayson, John, and Sean, members of Aspen Hourglass. Monday Morning Mix, Vincent here with you, great Colorado band. This is Kaleidoscope. That's a fun song, guys.
Thank you.
You guys recently did something very cool. You had submissions for an opening band at an upcoming Aggie show. And that process was pretty cool how you guys did that. I like it. Kind of tell us, first of all, you put a lot of time into that because you have people who are, in this case, Savage Cabbage. They're going to be getting a lot of cool stuff coming their way.
Absolutely. We wanted to make it, you know, we didn't want to make it seem like, oh, you know, open up for Aspen Hourglass, we're so much better than everybody. You know, we didn't want to make it seem like that at all. What we wanted to do is actually, you know, provide opportunities for talented musicians that won't get the kind of opportunities like that just right off the bat. I know it took us almost a year and a half to play the Aggie, and that was the most frustrating thing because that was a huge goal of ours, being a local band. And when we finally did, it was like, you know, this was worth the wait, and it was such an organic process. But we wanted to provide that experience to, you know, a younger band, and playing on a stage that big. And I think they already have, but you know, sometimes you can get lost. I know a lot of bands will get lost on that stage, but it's good to have that experience for next time. And you never know. I mean, Savage Cabbage could have just done really well, you know, and we're really excited to see that. Unfortunately, the show on the 4th is going to be rescheduled. We are looking at either late April for weekend dates, or we actually got a early February date for a Thursday date. So we are kind of, I still got to talk to these guys about it. They haven't even heard about that. But kind of what the winner would get, and in this case it was Savage Cabbage, because they just blew us away. They kind of reminded us of us. We kind of saw ourselves in Savage Cabbage. It was kind of really cool. You know, they're also a 3-piece, which is really interesting.
Keaton Lesney, Colin Orr, and Nathan Sonnenberg. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool guys. I've been actually talking to Colin, and he's a really cool guy. But basically, you know, I don't know if they've received radio play either, but we have, you know, 3 or 4 radio stations that are backing it, including you, which is awesome. We really appreciate that. Other than that, we have promotional packages from like 5 different people, 6 different people. I don't know. There's a lot of prizes, and we actually had about 20 bands submit. Only about like 10 of those were like from Fort Collins and like were legitimate bands.
There's a lot of submissions that didn't really meet the criteria, so
yeah,
made our weeding out process, if you will, a little bit easier.
Yeah, and it was kind of a shame too, because we came across one band that was like really good, that like maybe could have won it, but they were from Denver, and we're just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's too bad.
We're actually going to hear right now one of the songs they sent you, Savage Cabbage. This is Among the People, Savage Cabbage, on the Morning Mix, KRFC 88.9 FM, hanging out with Grayson, John, and Sean from Aspen Hourglass, and we'll be talking to them more and hearing another song from them. This is Savage Cabbage. We are back. That's Savage Cabbage. This is the band you guys picked?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking during the song about time signatures, and it kind of resembled you guys of yourselves starting out.
Absolutely.
So far.
Very much so. I think that's when we first started this band, we kind of had the envision of being like a math rock band in a way, and we were always trying to employ new strange techniques, and one of the foundations of that is different time signatures.
We had no idea what we were, and I don't think we still do.
Right, but
honestly.
it was just cool. Like we were saying, you kind of saw us in their shoes, and I wish I had somebody that was helping me out like we're doing for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think it's really cool. And Grayson had mentioned earlier, you know, that they're prizes, and I don't know if there's so much prizes that they are just opportunities. I think they're opportunities for these artists to, you know, expose themselves.
I was going to say that I think over time anyone can get there, you know, with the work put into it. I'm not saying, I don't think Savage Cabbage would have any problem playing the Aggie eventually. But I remember when we were starting how hard it was to get a gig even before we even had our demo.
Mm-hmm.
It was nearly impossible, you know.
Yeah.
And we didn't know anyone here, and we just kind of, sometimes some steps of the way we got here through people giving us a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about. I appreciate you guys doing that. And people are talking about the process all the work that you put into that, and I think that's really impressive for people to hear that. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And you guys have some upcoming shows?
Yeah, I think most notably, we're playing the Fox, actually with the band that was going to open up for us at the Aggie for Technicolor Tone Factory. Very talented. I don't know, quintet?
They are. I listened to them online. I was really impressed.
Yeah, they're really good, and they're doing really well in the local scene. So we're very excited to give them our support, and it's been kind of a community thing too. I remember talking to the lead guitarist about getting a gig with them, because we were actually in the process of booking a headlining show at the Fox, and we had never played the Fox before. So having that clout, we didn't have the clout. So we're like, maybe we should get some friends, try to maybe use some of our resources to actually get into this room, and ended up really working out. And we actually had an open slot at the Aggie, so it was kind of like a little swap-roo. Swap-rooski.
Well, great. That's really great.
Yeah.
So folks wanting to find out more about you guys, they can go to your different places, Facebook page, and you have...
And that show's on February 7th at the Fox Theater.
February 7th. That's extreme.
Friday night.
Congratulations, by the way.
It's a couple days after my birthday. Maybe we should have a little birthday bash.
We'll have Sean's
Boulder
birthday
bash. Boulder birthday bash.
For his 23rd. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Cool,
Man.
guys.
Getting old,
Man.
man.
Well, we're going to hear dollar signs.
Okay.
Very
And
cool.
Anything you want to say about this song?
Again, it goes back to the whole time signature thing, and when we were trying to develop our style and just experimenting around with what we're capable of doing as a band.
It's about getting over the fact that money rules the world.
There you are.
Yeah.
Or accepting it more.
Yeah, there you go.
Grayson, John, and Sean, Aspen Hourglass, thanks so much for coming by, guys.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And now here's some dollar signs.